The Brother MFC L2710DW.
Oh man, that was PC Mag's Reader's Choice from 2009 to 2019.
This thing prints up to 32 pages per minute.
It's like a page every other second.
Well, it's a page every 1.875 seconds.
We need a huge list of stuff to print.
Niche site ideas. Toner me. So here's the idea. It's so valuable to see other websites that have actually worked. When you're picking the niche for your website, which is what you guys are doing, you want to do something successful, and once you get a good idea for what works and what doesn't, it can dramatically increase your chances of picking a good niche for your website. But the problem is nobody shares their niches. You just can't find successful niche sites until now. 88 of you guys in our YouTube audience submitted your sites with the traffic and earnings. You guys are going to get to see everything. Open curtain on these sites, and they've allowed us to share them. It's going to be cool. Nate is printing them out for us back here. It's going to be a long video, but we're going to get this moving. So you just listen through and you're seeing what's working.
Keep listening until you find an idea that you're like, I'm good to go with this idea. At that point, feel free to leave. But there's going to be so much good information here. So let's dive in.
Guineapigs101.com.
Yeah.
So this site is cool because they're getting 50,000 page views on guinea pigs.
Yep, on a specific pet. Specific animal.
When you pick something specific like that, it creates a ceiling for you, like how broad you can go, but it also makes it really easy to rank.
Right.
Which is, I think, a good thing, especially for your very first website, to be pretty focused on something. You just have to be careful that it's not too focused. For example, we made a batch of content about paramotors on Outdoor Troop. It's just a little small for getting that search volume.
Well, and that's the thing is, paramotor itself, it might seem like, oh, this is a sport. It's totally fine. I could get enough traffic if I made a site just about paramotor, but you don't know for sure how big it was. And our content on paramotor did fine, but not enough that I would have been happy making a whole site about it. But it worked for guinea pigs, so careful with that.
Book reviews is kind of a cool topic. I've heard several people suggest a site on this topic before, and my major hesitation was monetization.
Yeah.
Book sells for $15, and maybe you're making 3% of that.
Yeah.
That's just small. A couple ideas though are Audible gives a healthy commission if somebody starts an Audible account and gets their free book.
Yeah.
So if on all of these books you're linking to Audible, they give, I think it's a $50 commission if somebody starts an Audible account and gets that book free. So that could be a cool monetization path.
And we're seeing this right here. I mean, this is still a relatively small site in terms of traffic, but the monetization is very low even for the amount of traffic that it has. And so that is something I'd want to start get a little bit more creative about if I'm in this kind of a space.
We're falling behind.
We are. All right, this next one, smart home. I mean, that's a big topic. Technology is always reasonably competitive, but on top of that, the content is never evergreen.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing. It's like a double-edged sword here, because on one side, it's not evergreen, and your articles you write today are going to fall off. On the other hand, there's always something new to write about.
Yeah. So if you're going to maintain the site and just want to kind of get into that news and reviews and all that kind of stuff, it's not a bad topic, and we've interviewed people who are doing very well in technology space.
And speaking of doing very well, $5,000 a month, kaboom! This is a Project 24 member. The Provident Prepper is a really cool website because we've seen a lot of people make sites in the prepping space, and they struggle to quite get the right search analysis, I think. And so 100,000 page views in this space that's more competitive than you might think is really impressive to do. I wouldn't say that prepping in general is just too competitive. I would say it's maybe not super beginner friendly unless you're good at the search analysis. You're just going to scoot on. I'm kind of squishing you over there.
pushing me over. All right, this next one is about computer keyboards, which at first glance I look at that and I say, keyboards, computer keyboards, really? But this guy's making a lot of money off of keyboards.
Yeah, so I was wondering, like, is this like reviews of specific keyboards? And it looks like he does have some of that on there, but there are also like tutorials of how to set up your keyboard a certain way, things like that, which
That's
I
pretty cool.
like.
Yeah.
I like not just review, even though you do want some of that. People are paying a lot of money for a mouse and keyboard now. People are willing to pay for the premium stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Nate was falling behind back there, but he had a pile for us. He had a whole pile going.
This one's anime.
Yeah. Some people call it anime, so I don't know which is correct.
I don't know.
Tell us in the comments.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it?
Anime official. So 14,000 page views, 23 bucks a month. That's and you can see why. Anime doesn't attract a high-end audience. Not that it isn't valuable, but it's not a high-end audience. It's a lot of teenagers, a lot of really young people, and it's something that people don't have to spend a lot of money on.
Right.
And so I can see why it could be difficult to monetize this, but 14,000 page views and 23 bucks, yikes, we can do better. They're on AdSense. If you're a Project 24 member, hello, go to Ezoic. You can start with Ezoic at 0 page views if you're a Project 24 member. They're doing a deal with us.
Yeah.
And you're going to earn a lot more than AdSense. Other than that, maybe it's linking to subscriptions of an anime magazine. It's kind of tough.
Tough one. This next one is another Recreation Hotspot Finder is the niche, right?
Yeah, but I know why you're saying.
$5 from 165,000 page views. Holy cow.
It hurts.
And like normally people on AdSense can earn more than that even. So there's something wrong here with the monetization. And they've said they're trying affiliate programs, commission junction, Amazon. They've tried local ads. They're trying everything, and they can't make money. If you want to sell your website, just let us know.
Let's talk.
We'd like to talk to you about that.
Especially because we have a little strategic idea of what you could do with a database of cool places in nature.
Yes.
We can do some... Seriously, you should reach out to us. We want to buy your site.
Yeah, contact us. This next one is about, it's tutorials on site development, okay? Really, I just think this is pretty early on. The monetization is very low, but I think it's just very early on. We're at a point here, I think it can work, but monetization could be an issue here as well, unless you're going to put out an info product.
Okay, anxiety, stress, and depression. So YMYL category, something a lot of people have been afraid of recently. Not to be worried, 150,000 page views. Hello. And earning only $900 a month, though. Boy, I'm surprised how many of these are struggling on the monetization side. Really struggling. Especially because this is a big space right now, and a lot of companies are putting money into mental health right now. Just about every podcast I listen to, the ad is for, is it BetterHelp? Where it's like meeting with a counselor, but over Zoom.
Over Zoom, yeah.
I think it's called BetterHelp. You should see if they've got an affiliate deal. They're everywhere right now. They're advertising like crazy. You need to do some work looking for affiliate deals, because I feel like this is actually very monetizable.
Absolutely.
Plus, you could do an online course on this, definitely. Stay out of the medical stuff, but just let's make ourselves better. Let's talk about positive things, put you in a group that's not at all medical, but just helping each other out, a supportive community. People would definitely pay for an info product.
I'm really encouraged by the traffic. You've shown that it's doable. The traffic in this space is the hard part. So now we need to move on monetization for sure.
It's an important space. I lost a brother to suicide. It's we don't talk about mental health enough at all. It's just very taboo. And so just outside the monetization, that's an important mission right there.
For sure. Very good.
Oh my gosh.
This one here is about growing plants.
I can't believe this many people. Seriously, it's so hard to even find anybody that'll reveal their niche. There's 88 of them in a video. It's crazy.
So this person's on growing plants. Again, I think we're early on. The monetization is low, but at this stage in a website, I'm not hyper focused on monetization yet anyway. So I think that's all right. But you're off to a good start. I don't have any other information. Growing plants is a perfectly good niche.
Backyard birds, this is great. It is evergreen. It's something people will spend money on. Binoculars, on bird feeders, bird books, all kinds of stuff. They will spend money on it. So I think it's a very good niche to be in. 13 months old, almost 100,000 page views,
Very
and
nice work.
quitting his job this week.
Air high five.
Boom! That's what it's about. That's why you wake up at 5 a.m. and write blog posts. That's why you're up until midnight working on getting your site there. It's such it takes so much confidence in yourself. But look, quitting job, that's awesome. $200 from Amazon, $1,600 from Mediavine. So I think that recipe happens when somebody listened to us, where they have low affiliate, very high ad, because we're really focused on just get the traffic, and you're going to do well on ads. But then the affiliate starts to lag, right?
Yeah.
And so this may be the time in your site's life. You got the traffic now. We need to work on monetization. Let's do some specific reviews of binoculars. Let's do reviews of a spotting scope they have bird feeders with cameras built in. It's time to focus on monetization now.
Yeah.
A little bit more product focused, etc. Now it's okay. Let's get there.
This one is all about ukuleles, which is a cool niche, I think. There's probably a lot of different niches within the music space, I think, instrument playing. It's cool. I bought a ukulele book and stuff recently just because it was really cool from somebody online who's got a similar website to yours. This guy's also doing YouTube. And I think for music, I think you got to be on video. I absolutely think that's key.
So a history-focused website with famous people, I think is cool. It's cool because it attracts a lot of searches. I mean, the person is famous after all. And it's very, very evergreen, as long as we're not talking about some star of the day that's going to be gone tomorrow.
Something's going to pop and disappear.
I would be interested, though, in writing about kind of B-level celebrities, even not just historical people, like Nathan Pacheco, the singer. My wife loves that guy. In fact, last night she said, "Who's the most famous guy you've ever met?" And I was like, "Nobody." And we met Nathan Pacheco.
There you go.
That's it. But like that kind of person, people are going to search, and there's going to be very little competition for.
The reality is Jim wants a Wikipedia page written about him, and so get on that.
Come on.
Just kidding. This one's about living green. This person's getting some traffic, but their monetization is not there at all. 10 cents from AdSense. That's where we're at right now.
Just don't use AdSense anymore.
Just stop.
Just don't.
Absolutely stop. If your site is at a point where it can't get on Ezoic, which this site can, then just don't have ads at all. AdSense is going to slow down your site, and it's just not worth it. They don't pay almost anything.
And again, if you're a Project 24 member, you can start right off with
On
Ezoic.
Ezoic.
And there are great other, we say Ezoic just because we're talking about
Early on,
They're the
yeah.
ones that'll start, but there are other great ads companies as well.
That we
That's
continue
the
to
first one we'd
use.
recommend putting
Exactly.
on. TENS Therapy. Very similar to what we talked about before, therapy sites, health, medical stuff. We were worried about YMYL before. We're seeing a lot of people still succeeding. Go through the YMYL course, the EAT course in Project 24 that'll take you through 30 steps to really make sure we have all the about content and we're getting that authority established with Google. But you can absolutely succeed even in 2020 with medical topics.
This one is in the embroidery and textile art niche. All of that craft stuff. I know this because my mom and sisters are heavy into quilting and stuff, but all of that craft, there are huge followings, huge tribes of people going after, who are searching in these spaces. And so this is a site that's been around for over a decade. They know they have a good resource, but they know that they just haven't tapped into the right thing yet. I think search analysis is going to be key here to make sure that you're writing content that people are actually looking for and not just creating the content you want to create. But I think this whole industry is going to be a great space to be in.
So Your Girl Knows is interesting because it's only a couple months old. It is 3 months old and getting 20,000 page views a month. Hello!
In a fashion lifestyle type blog.
Right, and it's like all from Pinterest.
Yeah.
And so what I think is interesting here is go check out her Pinterest profile. That's, I guess, how you make a Pinterest page that gets traffic. Now, we have learned with Pinterest, you have to be in the right niche.
Yeah.
If you're not in something that traditionally appeals to a large portion of a female audience, you're probably not going to do well on Pinterest. And so I can see why this one does do well on Pinterest, but it's the what type of pins are actually getting traffic. Check out Your Girl Knows, because that's pretty cool.
This one's in the gardening space, and again, at this level of traffic, over 30,000 page views, to me, the concept has been proven. It works. There are so many gardening niche sites out there that are able to get this level of traffic and well beyond. Cassidy, who we interviewed quite a long time ago, getting loads of traffic all about succulents. This gardening space, a lot like crafting, there's just huge tribes of people that are into it. The monetization's a little low on this right now, but you're still early on. I do think there's a lot of opportunity here.
Tennis is a great niche. It's a lifetime sport. I think it's a great place to be in, and to have 35,000 page views is great. Now, the negative to tennis is you don't need a ton of products to play tennis, and the rackets specifically, there are some really well done review sites on tennis rackets. But the monetization is lacking a little bit. We usually like to see $1,000 per every 30,000 page views, but not too bad at $550. The part that makes me nervous here is 300 posts to get 35,000 page views. It's time to step way back and see, okay, what's working, what's not working. Go through the Battleship Method course in Project 24 on that site. I mean, 35,000 is great, but not from 300 posts.
Yep. You probably have either too little traffic on each post, which means your topics are too small, or you have a whole lot of posts that are doing absolutely nothing for you. This one here
is so cool that we're getting. I mean,
fun.
I hope you guys are appreciating, like, this is so hard to get this kind of information on a site, and you can look them all up. It's so cool.
This one is on college class topics. This one I think I would have a hard time with monetization on.
Especially because it's traffic from India.
Yeah, exactly. And so, that's exactly right. And so you've got a pretty good level of traffic here, but very, very low monetization.
We have a large portion of our audience from India. We love our Indian audience, but it is harder to monetize a site that's getting India traffic. Yes. There are places you go, but you just earn way less on ads and stuff, unfortunately. I wish it weren't that way. I would strongly recommend, if you live in India, focus on a worldwide site. Then you're going to reach the whole world, a larger audience. You're going to be earning, from ads and stuff, you're going to be earning in US dollars and bringing it back to India. You can make a boatload. But I would focus on a worldwide audience.
I really think that the fact that we can reach a worldwide audience from anywhere in the world is a tremendous opportunity for those of you who are watching from countries that are a little bit either less developed, or where the currency rather is in your favor, where you can bring in US dollars. And I mean, you need a site that for us would be a little website, and that's more than a full-time income for you. Yeah, and I think that's.
I always think about people in Brazil. We both love Brazil. I love the people there, and man, right now with the exchange rate 5-to-1,
that's crazy.
Holy crap! If you earn a full-time income $4,000 US a month and bring that back to Brazil,
oh man,
loaded. You're doing good.
Yep.
Now, recipes is a tough space to be in, really tough. And so you have to be smart about what you're doing to get there. So check out this website, because this is one that is actually winning. It's 160,000 page views, but the income is low. And that's very common on a recipe site. It's so commoditized. Yeah. Google has worked so hard to make sure that people go to your site, get the content they want, and leave. They're trying to put as much of it on the SERP as possible and vary which sites are on the SERP so you don't fall too much in love with one. They want you to be a commodity. And so you have to find ways to uncommoditize yourself in the blog post with images of yourself, doing something different in your recipes. Are they all, low fat. It's all about healthy stuff, so we can sell them on a course. They're something different, because 160,000 page views is great. $2,200 a month is great. But I think we could do even more.
Yeah. This next one, the psychology of song lyrics.
I'm gonna go fast.
This is an interesting niche that I would not have thought of. You're killing it on traffic. You're just absolutely killing it on traffic. But your monetization, I think you could do 10 times this on most sites. But the problem is with the psychology of song lyrics, like, what are you selling, right? Are we selling subscriptions to Spotify? What are we doing with this? It's probably all or mostly ad revenue. And even there, I don't know. I don't know what ad broker you're on, but I feel like you could do better. But this isn't a super high value audience. It's a very, very, very broad audience. So to me, monetization is an issue here. You're making good money. This site's making $1,000 a month, which I think is great. But with that level of traffic, I don't know. You've done something right. And I think monetization is going to continue to be an issue.
LearnMechanical.com is cool. It's very technical information. The site it's not looking the best.
Yeah.
Put Akabato on this site. Like, seriously, I'm not saying that as a selfish reason. Like, seriously, the site would just be better. It would be cleaner, easier to navigate. It would just look more pretty. The site just do it. I think it would really improve the site. Now, high page views,
very
low
low
monetization again. This seems like a place where an online course would work really great. Online courses are huge. It's a lot of effort to get it started. It takes a couple months to dial in your marketing, but it's the kind of thing that can turn this 100,000 page views, and all of a sudden it's life-changing amounts of money when you get the right course and the right marketing. Build an email list.
Yeah. This next one here is on smart homes again. Decent traffic, you're off to a good start. There's obviously room to grow from here, but again, I feel like the monetization is really low. This is a space where you could do a lot with affiliate, really a lot. And even ads, I think you've got a pretty good audience there of people who typically have some money to spend. I'm really only going to be into smart homes if I have money to spend. And so you should have a nice audience for ads. And so that 30,000 page views, still only going to earn up to a certain amount. It's not going to be a lot, but you're off to a good start. You figured something out and it's working. You've proven the concept. We can keep going on the traffic, but I also think it's time to start dialing in on that monetization. Man, you can do an awful lot with affiliate with smart home stuff.
This person, I will not be talking about your site because the search analysis is stolen. This is basically a site we made. 90% of these articles are exact search analysis that we did. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
You can't steal success.
Nope.
You just can't. We've seen it so many times. We get into a niche and 40 other people are, and they're all trying to hover around our search analysis and stuff. Some of you will even get a base hit and make a little bit of money. Why?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you have to steal success? We're literally talking about 80 different niches, and all of them, how varied, are working at least 10,000 page views. You don't need to do it.
Yeah. It blows my mind. We actually had this topic come up just today, actually, where a bunch of people, all with sites kind of in the same industry, found that there was this one website stealing from all of them, basically scraping all of their content from across all the sites and sometimes beating them in the SERPs. And now they have an army of people who all know each other, by the way, who are going to take them down. And so, sorry, if you steal, if you cheat, it's going to blow up in your face.
Dog Breeds FAQ is, we are getting a lot of sites on specific animal breeds, and a lot of them seem to be working. There are a lot of pet breeds out there. So I do like the niche we're in. 16,000 page views definitely proves a concept here. We do need to figure out monetization. Let's go find somebody who has a dog training course, and let's push that thing. Easy retriever training, a Project 24 member. Contact them, get an affiliate deal, or whoever else.
Yeah.
But this is a very monetizable niche, because when you're looking at choosing a dog breed, you're at the beginning.
Yeah.
You're at the beginning of owning a dog.
That's
That's when
key
you're
too.
going to buy a course. That's where you're going to buy everything. And so get them on an email list, because they may be looking for a dog breed today. They may be a pet owner 2 weeks from now, and that's going to be the right time for them to be hearing about a course.
Awesome. This next one is Gre and Gmat Prep, and this is exactly what we were talking about before. The person who is building this website lives in Pakistan, right? And they're creating a website that's geared toward this much, much broader audience, a much more valuable audience. And with only 15,000 page views, they're earning $120 a month. That's not too bad, and that's probably pretty exciting for this guy in Pakistan. 15,000 page views, once again, you've proven the concept. Gre and Gmat Prep, you are up against some really big names. Kaplan's out there putting out courses. The thing about those courses is they're very, very expensive. And so if you can give people good tips, some good practice information, I mean, get people on an email list and sell them on some, practice questions and stuff like that. There are loads and loads of those out there. You might be able to make some pretty good income off of that.
Undies. What a niche.
Hey.
I've been really intrigued by these kind of just weirdo niches lately.
Yep.
Nathan got me excited about concrete. We have, is it
concreteanswers.com
concretequestions.com that we're building out right now. We just barely bought a website about trash and underwear. Just like these things are just weird things, but people will have questions on it. And you know what? You pick a weirdo niche that involves a lot of people, and you get a ton of search traffic and no competition. So think of things that, like, everybody has a driveway or drives on concrete, right?
Everyone wears underwear, or most people.
Right. Something that nobody else is making a site about, but that everybody is going to Google at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Google undie questions about 3 times a week. Just kidding.
Really?
No.
This one is a quotes website, actually getting reasonable traffic. But once again, I mean, if someone's coming here to get like inspiring quotes or whatever, how are we making money off of them? And all of their income up until now has been through ads. And I just don't know where you take it from there.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that also, because that feels like one SERP feature that starts showing the quotes on the SERP, and you're done.
And you're dead.
So a little bit cautious there. General tech topics. Now let's talk on this site about how big of a niche that you should really choose. We've done it both ways. We've done super broad, everything outdoors, everything pets. We've also done things really specific. We just bought that site about disposals. We've done, and I would say for your first site, go specific enough where you're still positive you have plenty of search traffic. Paramotors was a little small. Disposals, everybody's got one in their house, right? And so it's something that is going to have a lot of search traffic. So general tech topics, I think, is good. Now, how important is it that you actually fill the topic with content? Not that important. I mean, you're not going to lose SEO points because you didn't cover every aspect of tech, right. But you're not getting the benefit of being focused all in one area that Google can say this whole site is extremely relevant to this topic.
This one's on tropical fish, taking care of them. I think it's reasonably well monetized. You've done a great job getting good traffic. I've seen several sites in fish as just one aspect of pets, and it seems to be a good space. There are quite a few of them. Now, this person got hit by the algorithm update and by Amazon kind of around the same time, and so their traffic and income have come down. But
May was not a nice time
it was not for a lot of websites. But stick with it, because you're onto something. It's working.
Random note on the May core algorithm update. It was a big one. Had a lot of people. And I heard an interesting little tidbit yesterday. What they keep saying in these algorithm updates is they say, we're reinterpreting how relevant your content is to the search query. And it's like, does it swing that much how relevant my site was to this exact question?
Yeah.
I just, they're hiding. And they mentioned, like, for example, We may determine that a page is more relevant if your review includes the specs. And in this core update, we're valuing sites that show specs. And in this update, so make sure your content is very complete.
Yes.
And that's usually what's getting people right now. Okay, Shopify and WordPress dev is a very hot space, and it's going to continue to be a hot space. Weeklyhow.com is too broad of a name, in my opinion. It doesn't tell me what the site is even about.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to switch it right now at 14,000 page views. When you move domains, you are rolling the dice, my friend. Sometimes Google hates you. Sometimes nothing happens. But we've definitely proven a concept here, and so let's make a name for yourself.
This one is about guides for specific music software. With 27,000 page views, you've proven the concept. You're not monetized yet. Seems like you ought to be getting an affiliate deal for this software that you keep talking about. But yeah, I mean, sure, good niche. I would have thought it was maybe a little bit too specific for one specific piece of music software, but with 27,000 page views, it may be that it's just fine. It's time to monetize it. You're dropping a few of these.
Well, like that guy said, don't reveal my niche. And I was
okay.
like, we talked to these people. All of them said this was fine. AngularGuides.com. Very interesting. We're talking about technology frameworks and things on this site. And it's doing okay at 14,000 page views, but we're not sure what to do on monetization yet. I'm fine on that. Generally, let's get to 30,000 page views and then let's figure out monetization. That's how we think of it. But it depends on you. Some people, you're just going to be really excited to get your first $50 check. And even if it's not much, it's just exciting and it's going to get you motivated. If so, fine, monetize early. For us, it's like, whatever, 30,000 page views. Maybe we'll start to look at it just because we've done it before. Affiliate for different software companies is really good. A lot of software products are offering even recurring affiliate,
awesome.
So something to look at.
This one is in the recipe space, but their domain name is the Cookware Geek. And it's because they started off making a site about cookware and then decided, actually what I really like is recipes. It's cooking, and I made it into a food blog. That is an issue with picking a domain name that's maybe a little bit too specific. It feels kind of pigeonholed into cookware. Now this person has gone and moved outside of that and not changed domain, and it's working. They're getting pretty good traffic and pretty good income, but 78,000 page views with 375 articles. You're getting pretty good traffic, but not nearly enough for the amount of content you're writing. So now it's time to go battleship this. It's, again, recipes. Google is trying very hard to commoditize you. And so the niche is a tough one, but you have some content at least that's working very well. Let's figure out how to improve upon that.
E-scooters and e-bikes. We've looked at this space a few times, interested in doing something here. It's pretty packed. A lot of sites are being done on e-scooters and e-bikes. So I was really encouraged to see this person's getting 30,000 page views and $5,000 a month.
That's awesome monetization.
Really good, and it must be pretty review heavy is my thought here. Or they're finding very good buyer intent kind of topics because that's very good monetization.
That's so awesome.
Very exciting, and mentions that his son is going to BYU Idaho next year. We are going to hire your son at the Creator Studio because we have our writers in Rexburg, Idaho. Those of you who don't know, we have an office over there in eastern Idaho where we have a team of people that just write content for our websites. And
if he's looking for a job writing articles,
you're hired.
Reach out. This next one is about beagles. And
unicorns.
Nice. Okay, first beagles though. Yes, literally.
The site is about unicorns.
Okay. While he's looking that one up, I'll talk about beagles. Once again, there are a lot of sites going out today about specific dog breeds, and it seems to be working. And beagles is a big enough breed. It's kind of like poodles, right? It's a big enough, common enough breed that you can probably build this up to a pretty good, substantial level of traffic. Not knowing the age of the site or anything, and how much content's on the site. 11,000 page views, it might be great if you're early on. And $60 a month off of 11,000 page views is fine because I'm not overly worried about monetization yet. I do think there's plenty of opportunity for monetization here. Let's look for other bloggers who maybe do have a course in Beagle training, like Jim talked about with Easy Retriever training. They've got a course. So reach out to other bloggers and see if maybe you can become an affiliate for them. As you start to get more traffic, this could actually be really profitable.
I
All right,
love it
unicorns.
so much. I just do.
I love your little about picture here in the upper right too.
Oh, it's precious.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so we're doing decently well on page views. What I'm nervous about here is the trend. Unicorns are hot right now. Like, we were looking for my daughter's birthday. She wanted to have a unicorn birthday.
Really?
And like, you just walking into a Walmart, the party section is just unicorn everything. I'm seeing unicorn pillows and unicorns are in, man. Don't you know? Unicorns are in.
Okay.
It's going to pass.
Yeah.
So I am a little bit nervous about that. But what I would say, I mean, not that the unicorn is like a new thing.
Yeah.
But just right now it's trendy.
It's particularly trendy right now. It'll continue to have some sort of baseline of
Unicorn fandom.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my thought on this website is I'm okay with the name Unicorn Yard making content that really isn't specific to unicorns on some things. It could just be, kids stuff, whatever. And so I'd be interested in starting to make some more evergreen topics just in case we're in a little bit of a unibubble. Just saying.
This is a forum for questions, which is literally what every forum is. A forum for questions. They have a new Q&A platform that's in English, Hungarian, and Romanian. It's not that old, and they have a bunch of traffic, over 130,000 page views, but only $57 a month. How do you monetize other people's answers to other people's questions? I think that's kind of the tough thing. Probably just showing ads. And so this is a little bit different from what we would create. It's clearly working to some extent for you, but it's not making you a whole lot of money. It's very, very broad, not a high value audience because it's such a
You could do something like what's the difference between product A and product B kind of questions, and then there's some affiliate links in there, but it's tough.
Yep.
Okay, Raspberry Pi. There's a computer chip that you can program to do cool stuff. So I really like this niche. I think it's excellent. It's a hot spot. It's not going. This site has a ton of traffic for just $1,300 a month. Now, we're seeing that as a major theme here, as high traffic, low income. I really do think in virtually every niche, it's possible to hit the $1,000 for every 30,000 page views. Now, there aren't silver bullet answers. For very few of these are there. Some of them we've said, oh, you should really be doing an affiliate for this or that, but very rarely. Usually, it just takes some time. You got to go to look at your big competition and see what are they pushing? How are they making their money? What is this? What is their homepage trying to get you to do to get ideas there? You got to try an online course. You got to try an ebook. It can take a few months to really try it, but 140,000 page views and $1,300 a month, man, a site like this could be a full-time income by flipping a switch, but it takes a few tries and info products and different things like that. Yeah. If you want to sell, we're buying. I like high page view, low monetization. Makes me want to buy.
This one is on learning algorithmic trading and Python, which is a coding language. This person has a course. They're getting 5,000 page views a month to the course that don't count behind the paywall. So that's like sales page and stuff. And then a year ago, they started the blog to go along with it, and it's getting 24,000 page views a month. It says he's earning $40,000. I don't know if that's monthly or annually. These have all...
Guess it.
It might be a typo.
Might be annual.
If that's monthly...
Maybe he's seen $40,000.
If that's monthly, you're killing it. Fantastic. If it's annually, still on that kind of traffic, you're doing well. But this is a course, an online course that's been around for 5 years. So this guy's probably also... The course has been around a lot longer than the blog. Mm-hmm. So we're probably looking at some ads pushing us out through, I don't know, maybe affiliate deals. Probably a lot of paid ads is what's going on here. And so good work. Keep it up. It's an interesting topic, learning algorithmic trading. It's a bit YMYL because it's in the finance space, but That's cool. And people pay a lot of money to learn how to make money.
themummybubble.co.uk. So first of all, it's probably not the approach I would recommend unless you really have a strategic reason for doing so, to make this country specific. Being a mom is pretty much the same in the US and Canada and the UK, etc. But it's working clearly. We got some traffic and we're making good money on this website. Parenting, family kind of websites usually do well with sponsored posts. So that may be an area you really want to start investigating in. You have enough traffic that bigger companies are going to start paying attention. So sponsored posts can be a great place to go. I like what we're doing. Just a quick note though, since this is a niche site ideas video, themummybubble.co.uk. So the word the in a domain name is scary because usually we put the in because mummybubble.co.uk is taken, right? And so it's probably still a trademark even if you're adding the. If you register theincomeschool.com, we're going to have a problem with it. So just be careful with the domains.
Yep. This one is another one in recipes and cooking. It's a very popular topic today. Getting 120,000 page views. This is another blogger from India. You're doing good work, making $600 a month. It's fantastic, but 120,000 page views from 900 blog posts. Also 600, I feel like you could earn much more than that from that level of traffic on most blogs. But, their content is recipes, and then they're talking about menu prices of restaurants, which is really kind of regional specific. And so that one's kind of interesting there. But obviously, again, we're seeing how it is very doable to make money in the recipes and cooking space. But a lot of these sites that are doing it are getting good traffic, but only because they're putting out so much content. It's probably time to go back through, do the battleship method, and work on the content that's the most valuable for your website. And in assessing the content that's most valuable, hopefully you'll pick up on what pieces of content are really valuable and what sort of areas of content you should probably just stay away from because it's not worth your time.
mktoolboxsuite.com looks really neat. So we're getting decent traffic, but the problem that this site owner has is they made an ebook about advertising on LinkedIn and they haven't made a single sale. Perhaps it's because I'm on your website and for the last several minutes I've been trying to find said ebook and I can't find it. I clicked in on a few different posts randomly, just haven't seen it yet. So I don't know, maybe that's, social media, LinkedIn ebook. Yeah. It's hard to find this. You gotta push hard. It's a nicely designed sales page. I think we're doing okay. One thing is this euros thing. When with pricing in euros, it makes someone in another country not feel that it's for them. I would love on our sales page really to move the currency to specific markets. You can do it. It's not something we've implemented yet. If this predominantly is to a European country, that's probably a great idea. But I might say that dollar is a little bit more prevalent online. Yeah. Even people from the UK and stuff, you see dollar a lot.
Well, in the UK, people are buying in pounds. So what's the deal with
right?
euros,
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if this is an English website, and so I'm not quite sure why euro would be the predominant.
Fine point. It's something to investigate at least. Not that everything has to be in dollar, depending on your audience and stuff, but haven't made some sales. I think it's got to be pushed everywhere, and maybe work on sales page a little bit.
This is another website on learning how to code with Python. Pretty good traffic here, over 100,000 page views a month, but only $650. And he mentions that, this person mentions that they're failing on affiliates. Really struggling to make any money from affiliates. And I think that's kind of tough. Like, what do we get? Do we push a course? Do we push an ebook about learning? And, are you going to push somebody else's ebook? Maybe you could. But, I'm not going to go buy a bunch of stuff on Amazon for coding in Python. Mm-hmm. And so maybe there's some software, maybe there's some tutorials that you can push, or maybe you can create your own info product.
Weight loss, 136,000 page views, is amazing.
Yes.
And here's why it's amazing. One, it's a competitive space, so just congratulations that you're rising to the top. But the other thing is, when you can get that many page views on a topic so important to people that, you know, they would chop off their right pinky, right? Like, there are a lot of people in this world that if you said, hey, you're going to be skinny the rest of your life, but you got to give me your pinky, hey, where's the hatchet, right?
Yeah.
When you can get something that's that central to someone's life, you're going to make a lot of money. You know, starting a business is one of them, where people are like, man, if I can reduce financial stress, here you go, here it is, cut it off.
I
right?
don't want your pinky.
Anyway, my point is, it's time to really look at monetization here. Let's get an online course and dominate this, because 136,000 page views with the right monetization in this space could be 10 grand a month.
Oh yeah. This one is home electronics projects. Again, I think it's a good space. We've talked about tech before, how it's hard for it to be evergreen, but you always have things to write about. This person's struggling a lot with monetization. They say all their money comes from ads. I don't see why it would be particularly difficult. I think it's time to, you know, if you're writing articles about home electronics projects, there are absolutely products that you can recommend to people to buy. And so what it may be is the approach you're taking to recommending those products. So you don't want to just come across as somebody who's pushing a sale on people. You're getting some traffic to your website. You know, 25,000 page views is a good place to be. It's a good place to start, to be for now. I would want to grow it substantially from here. But if it feels like, again, you're pushing a sale on people and not helping them through a project, helping them through a decision making, the way you might help a neighbor or even a family member make a decision about a product to buy to help them with their projects at home, take that approach and you might do a better job of converting these people over to a sale.
Nanny job finding site is a great niche. I think it's a good spot to be now. Getting a lot of traffic, but their goal is to create a job board, I think, where you're paying for listings. And any kind of business model that you're trying to get to the point that it's user driven, you know, creating the listings, buying that, it's just very difficult. Even on improved photography with a heck a ton of traffic, we tried to launch a forum multiple times. It's so hard to develop a community or any kind of user-driven content there. And so you just need to know this is going to be a slog, and you got to fight and scrape for each one. But it's a lot like the real estate business. The real estate business is all about you being the listing agent. Whoever has the most listings wins.
Yeah.
And so you got to find the jobs. Go out on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and you got to reach out to those people and say, hey, also go list here. It may take years of that until you can be the place to go to. If you're not ready for that, let's audible. Let's forget that business model. And let's make a certificate for somebody who wants to be a nanny, that they can complete an online course and they're now a certified nanny that they can put in their jobs, and then you'll send it to your email list of everybody looking for a nanny. Maybe you're trying to monetize the listing of a job. Maybe we go the other direction now, where they complete a course and then you just blast out an email list of these are approved people now, you know.
Nice. This one is in the news space. They say they want to they want to increase their traffic, but they also want to figure out how to earn more from their traffic. News, I think, can be a little bit tough. The news industry makes a lot of money, but they make their money from advertising. How do you push an affiliate product through news? And so usually what you've got is sponsors of a news channel and advertisers on that news channel. That's kind of what you've got in the space that you're in. So if you're going to go into news, just know that you need traffic, and you need a lot of it, and you need good information going out very frequently, probably multiple times per day.
Same here. General finance and news. This one, because it's finance, they're going to make a ton of money linking to credit cards and home loans and stuff like that. Randomfacts.com. Apparently, you can get good traffic, but it is tough to monetize.
Tutorials in tech topics. Man, back to that. 2 million page views a month.
Hello.
Okay, so they teach different courses in vernacular languages, over 2 million page views through word of mouth. How's that happening? Word of mouth. Wow, you got a lot of people in your courses that are talking about your courses, and they're earning $7,000 a month. I think you could be doing a lot more than that with 2 million page views. And unless these page views are just people who are clicking through, maybe it's a course where it's like less and less and less and less, and so each person's clicking through 20 pages. Either way, you're doing a really, really good job. So there you go. It's another proof that courses is a great place to be.
Alternative diets, again, extremely monetizable. It's going to be a fight to get there, get good at search analysis,
Yes.
and write incredible content. Slow down, fewer great posts on really good monetization. Don't just go with volume or else you'll just be making posts for nothing.
Health, beauty, and lifestyle. This site got hit by the algorithm update. It's going to be, again, it's going to be tough to gain that following. If it's lifestyle, you really are relying on people to kind of follow you. Now, the health and beauty and stuff, maybe you can do a good job of search analysis and get that organic traffic, but it's going to be a slog to try to get anything substantial out of that.
Wallpapers, I think, is cool. This is one like concrete, just weirdo niches that I like those.
Low competition.
Great traffic, not great monetization. Again, man, go buy like 10 wallpapers, really research them out, find 10 that are really hot patterns and stuff, and make your 10 favorite wallpapers of all time with a post that shows you putting them on, everything, a video with them, just an incredible resource of the 10 best wallpapers there. And then every single post says, if you're using my favorite wallpapers, and these ones are durable, easy to apply, they look seamless, etc., you could make really good money here. You just have to actually go do some of this stuff to sell people on it.
This one's Natural Hairstyles and Beauty. This is a 10-year-old website that's now earning $11,000 a month. It sounds like this person wrote a bunch of content, left, came back. Mm-hmm. Your content might just be really outdated. So it might be time again to kind of battleship it, figure out what content worked maybe in the past, and then figure out how to update, modernize that content, or create new content based upon what was working really well in the past. It is tough. There's a lot of opinion out there about this kind of stuff, and so everyone just kind of picks whose style they like best when it comes to beauty. And so you're going to have to just kind of have your thing. And maybe you can talk about trends and things like that, but you really have to stay on top of it and on top of the trends. It makes this content not very evergreen. You can absolutely do very well with it, and so just keep at it.
Throwing axes. Now that's a niche. I like it a lot. My guess is, he said he's seeing a decline since the pandemic. My guess is a lot of this it's very in vogue right now, these throwing axe places that like couples go on dates and stuff. Like every city seems to have one popping up right now. And a lot of those places were closed during the pandemic. Now, understanding that may be driving some of the interest here, can help you to make your content and to make it profitable. You know, how to set up your own tomahawk throwing. I've wanted to do one in our backyard.
I want one.
I think they're cool. My kids run around with they see a snake or something in the backyard, they run in and they're like, I'm getting my sword! And they have all kinds of knives and stuff. They would love that.
This one's in guitars. They're starting to get some pretty good traffic, but then they said they were making more before the pandemic. I would think more people being stuck at home would maybe there'd be more interest in guitars. And so I don't know what that did to traffic, but their earnings have gone down. And so maybe just think about like, what's going on with these people that are at home? Now, the being stuck at home part is we're kind of moving out of that. Mm-hmm. And so I wouldn't go creating a whole bunch of new content geared toward that. Again, kind of like the ukuleles. There's plenty of room to create good content there.
PowerShell, another programming language website. Good space to be in, getting decent traffic, build that email list because we're going to want to launch a course.
Yep. Educators and parents. 30,000 page views, only making $500 a month. I know this site, this Project 24 member. I think there's a ton of opportunity here. This is a lot of it's focused on kind of the gifted and talented kind of program. And maybe because it's so focused on that, you've kind of narrowed down that audience, but it could be a very, very valuable audience. And so, and they do have a YouTube channel along with that. It might just be we're still in the content creation phase, and we just need to keep creating more content, and then look at just opportunities to how to guide people. What resources and tools can we create for people? What courses can we give them to be able to monetize that better?
30,000 page views a month on business ideas, and he feels like it was a failure. What in the world? Maybe the monetization isn't there now, but this is a right pinky kind of website, right?
Yeah.
This is something important enough that they will pay for this. You're getting good traffic. Let's build the email list and then online course time.
This one is on working from home and finance that they've been working on for 3 years, and we're a little bit shy of 15,000 page views. I think this is possibly a search analysis issue, maybe. If you've been working on this for 3 years, it could be a amount of content kind of issue. I think the working from home piece especially, it's a huge trend right now. So I would take a look at that search analysis and just maybe see where it might be lacking.
listenandlearnenglish.com is only a few months old, 3 months old, but is getting 56,000 page views a month because they also have a YouTube channel, a great mix right now to do YouTube and a blog.
Men's hygiene tips, 14,000 page views. I think that's a perfectly good niche. I don't have a whole lot more to say about that. They say the bounce rate is high. I'm not surprised. I get the information I specifically searched for, and I leave. I think that's perfectly okay.
The Reloadersnetwork.com. We just bought a ton of reloading gear, and we need to figure this out. This is a recipe for a collab with our YouTube channel. You need to contact Brad Hunt on Instagram and say you want to do a collab with us because we could do something cool. Great niche. You can monetize guns and firearm content with Google Ads now. On YouTube, they're squirrely about ammo manufacturing. So just something to be aware of, but there are several channels successful on it.
Home painting, 30,000 page views. The site's about 1.5 years old. 216 articles published, though. That's a lot of content for the amount of traffic, but it might just be that it's the age. That said, you're at 1.5 years now. It's probably time to go back and battleship some of that older content, because I think home painting is, again, a really good niche. There's a lot of products. There's a lot of headache and frustration when people are trying to paint their own home. So, let's just get after that and figure out what worked well and what content isn't working as well.
Old Glasgow pubs. Again, I don't love region-specific websites. Not that they can't work. It's just not my favorite way to go after this. 3,000 pages.
Wow.
3,000 pages and 13,000 page views a month. That's why I'm questioning local region-based websites. Not that they can't work, but again, it's not my favorite way to do it. Once, I don't even drink, but once I went to an Irish pub with an Irish man in China. Gaming and tech reviews, earning $2,000 a month, that's pretty good for 54,000 page views, and he's worried about monetization. I think you're doing pretty good, mostly from Amazon affiliates. So if you're looking in gaming and tech niche, go look how they're earning money. That's good. $2,000 a month for 54,000 page views. Great.
This next one is a blog about marketing. They started when they were an MBA. They're getting almost 100,000 page views. That kind of traffic in a business-focused niche, I think that's a recipe for success. I do think that the monetization is a bit low. And so now it's time to look at how can we monetize this a little bit better, because, and they do say only 10 to 15 of their pages are ranking number 1, which that's pretty good. 10 to 15 consistently ranking number 1, bringing in 93,000 page views. Now it's time to look at monetization.
Dropshippingblog.dsmtool.com is earning $100K with 50,000 page views. And why? Because it's an actual company that is using this as lead gen for that company.
Yep.
I like this one because I think a lot of people ignore that. they have a small business, or they could take it to whatever, if they work for a company that's open to it, say, hey, I got this skill. I know how to drive traffic, and we could do a cool thing. Suddenly you're very valuable at work.
This one's on kitchen appliances. Pretty good amount of traffic. So once again, I think that's kind of the hard part for a lot of people, is getting that early traffic. If you're reviewing kitchen appliances and stuff and just talking about kitchen appliances, you could be seen as a commodity. But the fact is, you've broken the system. You've figured out how to get traffic. I would think you could get more income than this, though, from that kind of a website, because it's so product focused. So let's figure out how to, again, do a better job of being helpful in, it's taking that approach of helping your neighbor as opposed to trying to sell somebody on a product. And I think you'll probably improve the monetization there.
Freeemulator.com. So this is like software on a computer that you can use to run ROMs or like old games, like you can play Duck Hunt and stuff like that. So the way they're doing it is probably legal, but we do have a lot of trademark and copyright and patent kind of issues on this site. And so they got booted from monetization from Google AdSense, which also means they're going to have trouble with any of the premium networks, because they also have to be approved for Google AdSense. So 370,000 page views, $42 a month.
Oh.
Ouch. I'm going to want to be an affiliate for a lot of games. Let's get some email addresses and let's start selling other games to that email address. Maybe we get companies that do have online games and stuff, and we're emailing out a flash deal on different games and stuff as your kind of your email content of whatever game is hot right there. Kind of take a flash deal approach to it. I think could work really well. Reach out to a company that makes a product in a related space, a cool mouse, whatever, and say, hey, I think we can sell a lot of these. Let's do a flash deal on my website and we'll sell this gaming mouse or whatever. With that kind of traffic, I think you could do something pretty cool there. It's a little bit more manual, but this could easily be a full-time income. And right now, it's buying dinner for two.
Yeah. This one here is on lifestyle, health, and finances. It feels like very, very broad. Everything lifestyle, but they're getting 28,000 page views, which I think is a great start for this kind of a website. Again, it's kind of a tough space to break into. They've written only 54 articles, and they're getting that kind of traffic, so they're getting about 500-ish page views per article, which again isn't bad. We shoot for a little higher than that on average, but you're doing a good job. At this point, next steps, it might just be a matter of figuring out which content is working, which sort of categories of content are working, and doing a little bit more search analysis and creating more content along those lines. And now starting to look at the monetization a little bit more. $700 is not bad, but I think you could do, again, with this amount of traffic, you should be able to earn more like 3 times that. And so I'd love to see you work on that monetization, but then, figure out what has worked for you, because it's working.
Thesportsnews.in, it's the IN that I'm concerned with. It's India-based. Again, we recommend that you work on something that can work in other markets if you're in India, just because you'll be able to monetize it so much easier. Other than ads, I just don't know what you're going to do here. Maybe link into some fantasy sports or something, but only $50 a month. And news websites are a lot of work. So I do have questions about sustainability here.